let's talk about the most premium EV bike that we have in the market today. Yes, the most premium one and the one that has been in the news the most last year. I'm talking about Okinawa. What? Is Okinawa the premium bike? Isn't it Ather or Ola? Actually not. If you look at the prices, Ather comes at 1.55 lakh in Bangalore and the Okinawa iPraise Plus it comes at 1.7 lakh. Is this premium bike Okinawa? Is it actually worth that price? Today it's about Okinawa and everything about Okinawa iPraise Plus. From the first look of the showroom, it didn't feel very premium. I mean the location was very different in comparison to what I experienced with Ather, Ola or Revolt. The experience was very premium. In comparison, Okinawa doesn't feel that premium, but it's okay. I'll take it. As I entered, the first thing that caught my eye were the shining colors all over. Red Okinawa bike, blue color one, yellow color one, black one. Everything were too eye catchy, and the designs were so unique that I just couldn't ignore the sight of it. Starting with the iPraise Plus, this bike comes in three colors: red, black, and yellow. And I bet you every color is extremely shiny and very beautiful when you look at it. If you just notice clearly, this bike design seems very close, very similar to the Ntorq from TVS. It's not exactly the same, but it feels very similar, isn't it? It feels that Okinawa tried something that looked very sporty, very funky, very interesting design. It has this huge broad headlight. If you look at the tires, it feels very broad and it feels that you can have a better grip on the roads. Along with that, you will get front and back disc brakes with this bike. It has this main structure filled with the shiny colors, and then the rest of the body is just plastic. And also, you can see there is branding everywhere on the bike, right on the handle, structure of the bike, seats of the bike, the indicator, everywhere it's just full of Okinawa branding. Apart from that, the uniqueness of this bike is that it has this center stand, which currently none of the rest of the EVs have. If you look at the footrest, it's very sturdy and made of metal and it feels very solid. From here, if you walk to the back of the bike, you can see that the seats are pretty decent. They are not the best of the kind, but you can feel that they are decent and they seem comfortable. It has got this dual suspension for the rear side of the bike, and the front suspension is hydraulic like you find in rest of the scooties of this price range or even lesser price range, to be honest. Talking about the bike handle, it has a very simplistic design in comparison to rest of the EVs right now in the market. It has this simple design for the handle where you have these clicky buttons for indicators, for the power and for the driving modes, for changing the driving modes. It has got this simplistic dashboard which is not interactive. It just shows like any of the petrol scooter like Dio or Ntorq. It just shows you the speed that you're riding at. Along with that, it just has this extra feature of to showing the battery percentage. Just like the scooty shows the petrol left on your bike, this thing shows the battery left on your bike along with the distance that you rode on this bike. Extremely simple, right? It has got these simplistic buttons like indicator and the power switch and the horn. Along with that, you have got these two switches for both side of the handles for you to toggle between the ride modes. From right side of the handle, you can change two driving modes from eco to sports. From the left side, you can toggle with the high-end driving mode on this bike. But the problem is, even on the highest mode possible on Okinawa iPraise Plus, the maximum speed you get is only 58 km per hour. In comparison, Ather 450X has a maximum speed of 90 kmph and Ola S1 Pro has a maximum speed of 116 km per hour. 60 kmph is extremely less. Alright, that is less. But for that, do I get more range? Actually not. The maximum range that you can squeeze out of this bike is only 85 kilometers in eco mode. If you drive at this high speed of 58 kmph on the bike, the range will fall much lower to 60 kilometers or 65 kilometers. So if you talk about the performance, the bike is not up to the mark yet. It's still struggling to cope up with the competition. It's not the best with the speed, it's not the best with the range. But the advantage that this bike has is that it has swappable battery. You can just swap the battery with a new one for you to ride more. That's the only advantage this bike has. I think they had to come up with this idea to cope up with the range issue or the speed issue. Now let's talk about the battery here of Okinawa iPraise Plus. You can either plug in your bike to charge From here, the smaller port that you find in front of the rider seat, under the rider seat, these two ports that you can plug into, this is the charger that you get with this bike. It weighs close to 3 kilos or something, 2 kilos or 3 kilos or something, and you can plug in the bike using this charger, which takes 7 hours or something for the battery full to happen. If not, you can just carry the battery from the boot, take it to your home and plug it over there. I don't think this idea is practical. Just imagine the scenario, just imagine the situation where you come exhausted from the office and you have to carry this 14 kilo battery case from your boot space to your home every single night, and then carry back from your home to the bike every single morning, and it will be a hell if your house is not in the ground floor. Just think how embarrassing or how irritating it will be for you to carry this 14 kilo charging battery pack. Now if you check the boot space of the bike, that's funny to say because this bike has no boot space. Yes, this bike has absolutely no boot space. You can have nothing under your seat because everything that's filled under your seat is just the battery. Open up the boot space and you find your battery over there sealed up with this plastic layer, and you can simply lift the battery up, take it to your home and charge it if you want. But the problem is the battery is not sealed properly. If you can see the battery, it doesn't seem to be protected from the weather changes. I doubt if you carry the battery in rain or even a hot sun, I doubt how well the battery will perform, because it just seems like a plastic case inside which the batteries are kept and you're carrying it to your home to charge it. I'm not sure how safe this is. But apart from that, there is no boot space in the bike, which is a huge drawback for a scooty like this, because scooties are known for the boot space, while the companies like Ola and Hero Vida are offering you the huge boot spaces, taking advantage that it is not a combustion engine, it is an EV. Taking advantage of that, while they are providing these huge boot spaces, Okinawa is offering you at a premium price of 1.7 lakh with no boot space. That's a huge drawback I feel for the bike. Okinawa claims that it has this regenerative braking built into the bike, but I'm not sure how effective it is. If it is effective, in spite of that, the maximum range you can get is only 85 kilometers for a full charge. If it's not working, then it's not working. Both are not good for the bike, you see. For the battery, Okinawa provides you 3 years of warranty, which includes the physical damage or whatever the terms and conditions include. But is that a good thing? Because while rest of the bikes are offering a 5-year of warranty, Okinawa at a premium price of 1.7, where you can carry the bike with you to your home, where it is much likely to get damaged, the warranty is only 3 years. That's possibly because of the number of life cycles you use the battery. Because of the lower range, you are meant to charge your bike every single night rather than once in 2 days or 3 days. I think because of the number of cycles you consume from the battery, the warranty period has come down. I think so, I'm not sure. If you guys know, please let us know in the comments below. Okinawa comes with this remote feature as well, with which you can start your bike, lock your bike, open your boot space without having a key, which is pretty cool, which is something that the companies like Ola and Vida are even trying out. I won't be surprised if every EV coming from this year will have this remote control feature. If you talk about the legroom for the driver, that's pretty decent. Talking about the space for the helmet, you don't have it. Simply speaking, you don't have it because there is no boot space. But I think they compensated this with this front storage space that you have, where you can place your phone, charge your bike, place your water bottle, place your smaller stuff in there while you ride. Let's talk about the most important thing to consider while you purchase Okinawa iPraise Plus: charging infrastructure. Yes, the bike is premium. Assume that you are all okay to pay the premium of 1.7 lakh for iPraise Plus. What is the charging infrastructure that you get? Nothing. Literally nothing. There are no fast chargers for Okinawa yet. The only charger that you have is a charger that you get with the bike, which takes 7 hours, 8 hours to get battery full. How bad is that? I'll tell you one more thing. How bad the experience was with Okinawa. When I went to the showroom for the test ride, I was expecting to have the test ride, but you know the response that I got? The bike they have doesn't have charge left for the test ride. I don't know how to react. They are providing EV for me to purchase. They have an EV showroom, but the bike they have doesn't have charge left for the test ride. It's very bad experience. having a bike for test ride with no charge in it. In comparison to the rest of the EVs, there are not many features that you get along with these bikes. Yes, there is a mobile app. Along with that, there is no roadside assistance, there is no buyback feature, roadside assistance, there is no pickup and drop for service. Now the question comes, do we actually need to buy this? Or if yes, who should buy this? Who should buy the bike? iPraise plus Okinawa. Practically speaking, there are two things to think about here. This bike could be a good one for someone who is shifting from a petrol bike to EV and doesn't want too many changes to happen. If you see the design of the bike itself, it feels very similar to Ntorq or Dio, and even the features are not too heavy. Everything looks exactly the same like a petrol bike, except two things: that you have the ride modes built onto the handle, these simple toggle switches, and the battery that you have to carry. It's only for those people who are ready for these things. If not, then I would highly recommend not to go for this bike. Instead, you can go for the better alternatives. I won't say Ather or Ola. And there is some bike called Hero Vida that's coming into the market, which has come into the market. And here's my full review of the bike. It has a beautiful dashboard, by the way. If you want to watch it, please do click here. I personally don't recommend this bike right now because there are more exciting bikes coming this year, and there are these beautiful bikes that exist in the market already: Ola, Ather, Vida. And the bigger factor that this bike has is a trust. Last year, the bike was completely in the news that the battery is burning, the bike has burnt out, a truck carrying Okinawa bikes has burnt out, the showroom has burnt down. It's not that easy to trust the bike at this moment when you have bikes like Vida, Ather. I don't personally recommend Okinawa iPraise Plus to anyone. If you are planning to purchase one and you are sure that you want to buy this, I recommend you to rethink the idea. And do let us know your views of Okinawa iPraise Plus in the comments below.